Hello and welcome. Today we're going over what happens to your body when you are fasting, different times between 12 and 48 hours, what happens to your body. So we're going to go over that and we're going to give you the benefits of it, like especially like losing body fat, belly fat, all that sort of stuff. And with that, I'm just going to quickly put up our first slide because, we like to have a little fun around here. The look when someone offers you food by intermittent fasting. Yeah, like birthday cake or something like that. And you have to say no. But you could take some for later, I guess.
Look at that
Awesome.
face.
Yeah. All right. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Cheryl, and I've been in the fitness industry for over 20 years. I'm on my own health journey right now, releasing weight that I have gained due to menopause and, all that belly area and unwanted area, hips, all that sort of stuff. And so I am just on my journey. And one of the things that we came across and that we both implemented was doing some intermittent fasting. And so that's what we're talking about today. And we always find stuff that interests us or that we find people have questions about. I'll let Sandy introduce herself.
Hi, everyone. How's it going? Sandy here. I want to say hello and welcome you to our call. And you could be doing lots of other things and you're with us. So we're happy about that. And hopefully you'll find value in our presentation. I've been in the health and wellness industry for about 10 years. I've had my health journey and completed my challenge, and now I'm on maintenance. And learning about intermittent fasting was really interesting to me because I've never done it before. So, yeah, I'm really, really excited about this topic today because, there's all these misconceptions about intermittent fasting, and I was one of them. So, yeah, welcome.
Awesome. Awesome. All right, so we're going to get right into it. So if you've never heard about what intermittent fasting is, it's basically a period of time where you eat and you don't eat, but it's just timed. So you figure out what hours you want to eat. For example, if you're doing 16 and 8, you might eat from 12 to 7. And basically, yeah, people use intermittent fasting for a variety of reasons. Some of it's fat loss and some other benefits, which we will go through shortly. So the first 8 to 12 hours. You want to read that?
Oh, okay. For the first 8 to 12 hours of fasting, when you start fasting, your body burns through its stored glycogen reserves. Insulin levels decrease, and your body begins to use stored fat as a source of energy.
Yeah. Awesome. So yeah, so that's what we want, right? We want, if you have extra body fat, you want to try to burn from your body as opposed to like anything else, muscle or just so glycogen is basically sugar in your muscle that you get from a lot of different things. But yeah, so if you have two choices and you are trying to lose body fat, of course you want to uh, go into intermittent fasting and burn that body fat. So one thing that just talking about intermittent fasting, and both of us can kind of weigh in here, is if you start doing intermittent fasting, you've never done it before. So the very first few days, some of the symptoms I'm going to say, it just means that your body's detoxing as far as I can tell. But some of the things that happened to me is I had like this mild headache, and I was like, okay, why am I having this headache? And then realize, okay, well, my body's just kind of clearing out all the crap, which we'll go over again in different slides here. So it's clearing out all the crap and toxins. And so I was a little tired. So I'm glad I had some energy boost going there. And I say pseudo hunger. So my body's like, oh yeah, you gotta eat. It's like, no, it's just you're used to eating all the time. morning till night. And so it's trying to get you to eat, and that's one of your hormones. There's a hormone called ghrelin, if I'm saying that correctly, but it's your hunger hormone, and it's trying to get you to eat. And really, what you need to do is say, no, I know what you're doing to me. I think I'll just have some water, and I'll keep myself busy. So that was like the first experience with like the first 3 days on the intermittent fasting, only eating in that window. And how about you? What was your experience of
Yeah,
that?
actually, it was kind of interesting because I thought there's no way I can do this, right? I
Mm-hmm.
eat every 2 hours. So that was my first impression. And when I started the first few days that I started it, first I was actually hungry. It was like, I'm so hungry, hungry. But was I really hungry? Or was it just like you say, you're saying you're hungry? I was tired. I was a lot more tired. I didn't feel like I had a lot of energy for the first few days, and I just felt lethargic. But it actually was just my body saying, like you say, saying you're hungry when you're not hungry. So I thought that I'm going to try this, but I was really skeptical. I thought, no, I don't think this is for me. So I actually was pleasantly surprised after the first few days, and things started to improve, and I started feeling better and better and better. So it was pretty an interesting experience for sure, a learning experience. Good, good
Yeah,
fun. Yeah,
yeah, exactly.
yeah,
So 12 to 16 hours. So after several hours of fasting, your body enters a state of ketosis. This means your liver begins to produce ketones, which are molecules that provide energy to your brain and your body. So during this phase, you may experience increased mental clarity and energy. So there's a little bit of a switch going on there. So in our intermittent fasting, I did reach probably sometimes, some not all the time, but sometimes between 12 and 16 hours, just depending. And it was, I didn't really notice a difference from the 12, but knowing that now there's a different, something else is going on is kind of cool to know, right? A lot of times, like, we're doing fasting and we're trying to get, you know, see how long we can go, but now you know that there's actually different things going on during those different times. So that's 5. And then the next one, 16 to 24 hours. So I might have made 16, maybe more, I'm not sure. But so I'll read this one and then we can comment on it. So 16 to 24 hours of fasting. As you continue to fast, your body increases its production of growth hormone, which helps you maintain muscle mass and bone density. Your body also activates autophagy, a process in which it breaks down and recycles damaged cells and proteins. This is kind of cool, thinking about your own production of growth hormone.
right. Interesting, eh?
Yeah. So you so autophagy is basically reduces your what does it say? Autophagy reduces your appetite at this point in time. So a lot of times people will be saying, "Oh, I'm not hungry. I'm not hungry." 16, 7, I can keep going. I mean, I was like that a couple times. I was super busy. I'm like, "Oh, I could keep going. I'm not even hungry at bedtime."
Right.
But I think I mean I might have came into this area a couple times, um, but then I thought, well, I can't not eat.
Right, right. Yeah.
So of course I ate, right? Um,
Yeah, and it's interesting. That's what's interesting about it is as doing the intermittent fasting longer, like after the first initial, I found the times that I wasn't hungry. It really surprised me. I'm thinking, I haven't eaten since, like, and I'm not hungry. Like, what's going on, right? So, but yeah, you did have I did have my meals and things, but it just kind of made me realize that how much of food that we eat really isn't necessary,
right.
right? And I felt better and better and more energy and more energy. which you would think it would be the opposite, right? You know, so yeah, that was quite interesting for me too.
Exactly. So let's read this here. So you're So gluca- glucagon helps manage your blood sugar levels and has been shown to suppress appetite, which is part of the whole thing. So that's why you're not hungry. So hormones start getting affected, and then you don't feel hungry. So again, like the autophagy is a hormone, ghrelin is your hunger hormone, and glucagon is like glycogen in your muscle. So,
Right.
I know I'm getting too technical here because there's so many things in your body chemistry going on, and then
Yeah.
most people think, oh, I'm just starving myself, but actually you're actually benefiting yourself. There's benefits to it, and
Right.
you don't have to like we did like 4 weeks of this, but you don't have to. You can do intermittent fasting. Let's say you want to do it 5 days a week, and then have 2 days off, or
Right.
you could do it every other day, or you could work your way through. But I do find that the longer that you do it, the more beneficial it is. So
Right.
yeah, then you won't have those, what do you call them, uh, almost hangover feel where you have the headaches and everything else.
Yeah.
So, and once you start, it's crazy how you can just keep going.
Yeah. And 24 to 48 hours. I haven't done this. Like, I don't think I've gone that long. But here it says 24 to 48 hours of fasting. At this stage, your body continues to produce ketones and burn stored fat for energy. You may experience decreased hunger and cravings as your body becomes more efficient at using stored fat for fuel.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah, and yeah, I haven't done this, and I tried to think of even what if I've been sick, but then your body's doing other things.
Yeah.
But I don't think I've ever gone. Actually, I probably have gone 24 hours, but that was a whole. It was a whole other situation, but not
Right.
48.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, so if anybody out there is fasted this long and wants to let us know how it went for you, 24 to 48 hours, I'd be interested in just hearing your thoughts on that. That would be cool.
Yeah. Just your comments. Yeah. It'd be interesting, right? Because
Yeah.
everybody is different for sure. Right.
Yeah. So I do have a tip about intermittent fasting in general. Now, I've seen where people plateau when they are doing intermittent fasting, and where people say, "Oh crap, I gained weight." Now, one thing that I've learned through just the industry that I've been in and my own experience is that if you don't have enough food in your eating window, so maybe not counting calories, make sure you have enough food that you do feel full, uh, would get you out of that, because if you don't have enough calories or enough food, your body will kind of do the opposite of what you want it to do. So I would play with your food intake during that window. So,
Hmm. Right. So true. Right. I think you're not eating enough. So yeah.
yeah, yeah. Or another one would be that you're eating every couple hours, just a little bit, so your body doesn't have time to
Yeah. Yeah.
to yeah.
Yeah. Right. For sure. And
All
eating
right.
it at night, like that's a big, huge eat too. So
Right.
yeah. Eat
And when you wake up in the morning, your cortisol levels are high, and what happens there is that cortisol gives you a burst of energy. So you don't want to necessarily be eating on right when you get up, because you already have enough energy from that cortisol, from that spike, just when you get up. So if you can put off your morning breakfast till like 11, 12, and then do your eating window, you'll find a big benefit. So even if you take nothing from this, but you push back your first meal, that would be like so beneficial.
Right. Right. And that's what I thought I couldn't do because I was a breakfast eater, right?
Yeah, yeah,
But wow, it's like I was really amazed. Yeah. Yeah.
exactly. So benefits. So we kind of went through what happens at different times and give some hints, tricks, and all that stuff. But the benefits of it, and I'll read a couple here. So weight loss, and that's pretty much, you know, what a lot of us want, we're hoping for, especially those of us who have like the belly fat, maybe
Yes.
menopause, and we're like, nothing seems to work. This is stubborn. And so weight loss was especially around the belly was good. It speeds up obviously your burning of your body fat, not just your belly, but yeah, that was a definite benefit. And then I'll read number 2. So improves insulin sensitivity. So it can improve your insulin, uh, the ability to use insulin effectively, which can reduce your risk of developing type 2 diabetes. With a lot of us being insulin resistant, this is a really good way to try to, before you get there, to try to lower the body fat and lower your sugar intake and having that eating window and all that.
And reduced inflammation, because this is interesting. Intermittent fasting may help to reduce inflammation in your body, which is associated with a range of chronic diseases. That's an interesting fact, right? And
Mm-hmm.
I think because your body is operating much more efficiently, right, and is doing what it needs to do. Right? So the body's really an interesting mechanism.
Yeah, it
Uh,
gets rid of all those dead cells and kind of gives it a chance
yeah,
to
yeah,
to
yeah, yeah. It flushes everything, right? So,
yeah.
in the dead cells, also improve cognitive function. Some studies suggest that fasting may improve cognitive function and protect against neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer's. That's an interesting fact,
Mm-hmm.
right? There's
Yeah.
so many benefits to fasting that I didn't realize. And then there's longevity. Animal studies have suggested that intermittent fasting may increase lifespan and improve overall health span.
Yeah.
So very interesting things,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, I think this was from an article on from Harvard University. So we try to back up our stuff.
Yeah, we just wrote a bunch of stuff. Yeah, right. We want to make sure we have good, you know,
Yeah.
good things happening here.
So just as there are some benefits obviously that we went over of intermittent fasting. The longer that you do it, obviously your body will become accustomed. It usually takes about 4 weeks for your body to fully take advantage and know and kind of start to run the way you want it to run. So that would be a good thing, like good time
Okay.
to say, hey, yeah, still good starting point. I'm going to try for 4 weeks and see how I feel, and then you can go from there and
Yeah.
see, if you want to move the window, do it less often,
Yeah.
that sort of stuff.
That's a good base.
Yeah,
And you really learn a lot about your body too.
yeah, yeah.
That's what I found. You really learn. You're more aware of your body than you were before, and your hunger and all that kind of stuff, which is really interesting that you didn't know before. And you think, oh, it's probably because of that, or oh, this is why I'm doing it, right. So there's a lot of things, and everybody's different. So it's really interesting. So if you do the 4 week, you
Mm-hmm.
really can learn a lot about your body and then adjust, as Cheryl says.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, for just to give a quick example, I still work out. I don't go like too crazy, but I still work out. So I would make sure I pushed my first meal closer to my workout time. So I made sure I had energy for that, and then do my workout, and then I would have my meal shortly after. So I just kind of manipulated those like weight training days around that that schedule.
Hmm.
I also found if I waited too long, then I was just I would actually not lose the next day, sort of thing.
Hmm.
So you kind of learn, you kind of
Yeah.
learn
Yeah.
what works for you, and
Yeah.
water is your friend when you're doing intermittent fasting,
Oh, yeah.
and And
huge.
when you do eat, you want to make sure that you do eat healthy and not, go for like 2 pounds of cake or something like that.
Super good for
So
eating for
something nutritionally balanced,
yeah,
definitely.
yeah. And you feel so good. And you don't want that. Like you don't crave that. You don't want that because you feel so good.
Yeah,
And now I've had where okay, I've had something is a special thing. Oh, and I felt full and bloated and
yeah,
gassy and
yeah,
all this kind of stuff, right?
yeah,
That's what I mean. You really learn, and then when you know go back to your normal healthy eating, then you feel feeling better again. So yeah, there's so much to learn. It's really really interesting. It's really fascinating, actually.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, so with any new way to eat, there's different factors. Age, sex, overall health, status. So it's not suitable for everybody. Totally understandable if you're diabetic or you have eating disorders. You always want to get an okay from your doctor before you start anything. We just
Mhm.
want to inform you for those of people who are scared or have questions about it or not really sure. And then what happens during each one of those time periods. And I mean, you can start gradually. You can, go all out. But I think you'd be pleasantly surprised at at the results.
Yeah, I know. I sure was.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah. So I mean, if you do intermittent fasting or you're starting intermittent fasting, if you have any questions, or even things that you've learned about your body in intermittent fasting, if you've done it longer, yeah, just send us a message and just tell us what you're doing, and or if you have questions, we love hearing from you guys and seeing what your thoughts are and what your experiences are.
yeah. Exactly.
Right.
Hi, Paul. He said hi.
Hi, hi, Paul. Yeah, yeah,
It's,
so, yeah, and there's I mean, yeah, it's just a really interesting subject and a real learning experience. And sometimes when you reach out, you because you might be a little bit hesitant, you're a little bit scared, like I was.
mm-hmm.
And reaching out really helped me, and talking with people and having a great community to inform you to really help you.
Right.
So
Exactly.
right.
Exactly. And yeah, if you have any questions, just give us a holler. We'll be glad to answer. Um, I just finished a 28-day challenge where intermittent fasting was pretty much the part of it. We've mentioned before about like the 5 and 2, where you have 2 days where you have like limited calories in a different broadcast or whatever. And I'm proud to say that I lost 13.8 pounds in the 4 weeks, so that's yay for me. a few inches, and I have a gene picture I'll show at some point. But anyway, but yeah, so it does work, and I was very shocked because I kind of dabbled in intermittent fasting before, but not really. I realized that I was having cream in my coffee, so that was not I was not fasting. So and then when I stopped that and then just had that smaller eating window, uh, I was like, "Are you serious? This is actually working?" And I've had people ask me, "Oh, what exactly are you doing?" They give me details down to what you're eating. So
Exactly. Yeah.
intermittent fasting can be your friend, especially if you're looking to lose a little extra
Yeah.
lbs,
Yeah.
and utilize that body fat for burning.
Yeah.
And again, just ask us for some
Yeah.
info.
Yeah, and our program is it's really amazing. And so many people have had great results and are feeling healthy and happy and just, you know, feeling themselves again. So that's just
Exactly.
so inspiring and feels so rewarding too to help people.
Yeah. Yeah. Here's a picture of Sandy in her jeans, her summer jeans that she is just like,
Yeah, well, I couldn't wear. Yeah, I
yeah.
mean, for the 28 days, I think I lost like 11.2 pounds,
Hmm.
which was sort of my goal,
Yeah.
and 25 inches, and
Yeah.
19 inches was around the middle.
Yeah.
So I was pretty happy because those jeans were like, they were like a no way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like a no way jean. They were in the back of my closet and they were my favorite jeans. And I'm like, oh my God. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So if you want more information on this, or you want information how to fit back into your jeans, you know where to go.
Yeah. Summer's almost here. So
Exactly.
yeah.
All right. And with that, I think we're going to say adieu. Thank you for joining us, because we know you could be somewhere else doing something else.
Yeah. So yeah. So yeah. Thank you for listening in or listening to the recording. And like I say, just contact us. We love helping people and talking to people, and this is what we love doing. So
Yeah,
hope
exactly.
hope this helped you, and yeah, and give you some insight of what intermittent fasting is really about.
Awesome. All right. Until next time. See ya.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Big hugs.